They don't want to be on camera, but I don't even care. Look at them. Look at them.
So on this channel, I pretty much just take foods that people have made and try them and then give my judgment on them. Then it recently occurred to me that, I don't really make a lot of food myself. Who am I to give judgment on this stuff when I don't really cook myself? Or rather, at least I don't cook much out of my, staple meals I have here. So who am I to just, take something that someone has actually spent hard work and time on and then just, give it a 4? This cookie didn't have enough chocolate chips in it. Is that a crumb that fell off? 2 out of 10. Now, I'm not saying you have to be some professional cook just to be some kind of food reviewer or whatever, but, I think it'd be fun to cook more on this channel, actually learn something. So I think I'll go ahead and start with, and let me get out my drum set real quick. You already know what I'm going to pick because you saw the thumbnail, title of the video, and the teaser before this. Falafel. Falafel is a popular Mid-Eastern dish made from ground chickpeas or fava beans, mixed with herbs and spices and formed into balls or patties, often served in pita bread. As far as the format of this video is going to go, I'm going to try it from a professional because I need a goal to aspire to, make it using a box mix, for a bit of practice, and then actually make it from scratch myself. Let's get started. This place has literally been here for years, and this is my first time being here. Alright, got the falafel. I got it in wrap form. I could have done a bowl, but I felt like a wrap was just something I wanted more. I want to say first off, it was like $10, but it's like a worthy $10. They were plating up my stuff. It's pretty much just like making your own burrito at any burrito shop, like Chipotle or something at this place. They were loading it up. It was topped off, and even then they were just like, you want this, you want that, you want that. I was like, almost like I was weird for not getting it. This is my first time having falafel. Maybe the toppings they were suggesting was stuff you should get it with, but I just didn't because there's too much. Because I mean, look at it. I can't hold up. I don't want to drip it all over my car. God, nope. Okay, fine. Part of it dripped out, but this thing's full. I'm dripping it all over my car. Jesus. I got mine with pickled onion, this garlic mint white sauce that they recommended I get, corn, which they recommended, tomatoes and cucumber, and of course the falafel. Here, let me try the falafel by itself first. Dude. Okay. It's moist and kind of creamy on the inside. It's just chickpeas, in case you didn't know that already, in case I didn't say it in this video already. And it's always green from what I've seen on the inside. That comes from parsley. I don't know if you have to add parsley to falafel. I think it's just kind of one of those things where it's when you're making taco meat, for tacos and not ground taco meat, you always add cumin. I think it's just one of those things, but I don't know, I'll look into it. But yeah, the falafel itself is really good. Trying to figure out I'm gonna pick this up though. Damn, this one ball doesn't want to stay in there. Hold on, let me just get a big bite. The white sauce was a good move. It's got a lot of different flavors in there. It's creamy, it's savory, but just a little fragrant. It's got a lot going on there. I would definitely get it with the white sauce every single time. Maybe I would do hummus every now and then, but I think the white sauce is what I would definitely go for most time. The pickled onions add a good crunch and sweetness. Same thing with the corn. It's nice and fresh. I would definitely do a falafel wrap pretty often. It's pretty dang good. Give this a good old 9 out of 10. No real complaints here. Just a bit messy, if you get that sauce. I already got to clean my car. Should have asked for a napkin. Also, they're selling Turkish Delight, so I had to pick some up. This is what Edmund, I think it's Edmund. I'm gonna go with Edmund. And Lion, the Witch in the Wardrobe, betrayed his family for. I just want to know if it was worth it. A bunch of cubes, powdered cubes. Smells good. I got the pomegranate flavor. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I had a pistachio one too, but I just went for this one. It sounded better. What does it remind me of? It's a soft version. It's a chewier version of the Dots candy. That's what I'm thinking of. You ever had those Dots candies? This is just a chewier, softer version of that. It's good. I like it. Apparently, I think the popular one is the rose flavor. I don't know. I didn't see that there. I don't know if I'd sell my family out for it, but I can definitely understand that if you're a child in that time period and you had it was very rare to find sugar, maybe you would like sell your family out for this. I don't know, but not bad. I liked it. Good old 8 out of 10. Jeez, I gotta get my AC fixed. Hot in this car. I'm not blowing air because I don't want to mess up the sound. It's definitely going to if I do that.
So the falafel recipe I'm going to use is from Susie Karachi. And yes, that is how you say her name. Look at her say it here.
Susie Karachi? No, I'm not saying it right. I've been practicing.
Susie Karachi.
Karachi, okay.
You're good.
Just want to make sure y'all knew that I knew how to say it right. She's someone who was actually born on the coast of Egypt and is the founder of a website called The Mediterranean Dish. I'll put a link for the website in the description below if you want to check it out. It's got a bunch of different types of like cuisine you can check out. We got like Greek, Italian, Moroccan, and Tunisian. I have no idea what Tunisian is, but I'm eager to find out.
Oh yeah, this is not an ad. I should probably mention that. My bad. I'm not getting paid. I just wanted to share the glory of the site.
Hey, maybe I'll do a few more videos making more of these types of food. I don't know. I probably will.
So going by the recipe, I went ahead and got some dried chickpeas. Normally I'd go for canned whenever I make anything, but the recipe says that if I use canned, they're just gonna disintegrate in the hot oil. So I'm gonna go safe and do what she says. I got 1 pound of dried chickpeas. It says to use 2 cups. I'm hoping this is enough. Oh yeah, we're good. Got a little left over. Also says to add a ½ teaspoon of baking soda for the water to help it soften up better. So we're gonna do that. Now I just added some water and we're gonna let it soak for 24 hours, so the recipe says. Before I do that, I actually found this box falafel mix at the store and add water and it becomes this. Trust the process. Here's my first batch ever. Cut me a little slack, it's my first time. These are looking a bit better. Had some practice in and all right, looking way better than my first batch, so hey, at least this was good practice, if anything. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little smoky in here. I kind of burned some, so yeah. I'm just kind of in a haze right now. Try one of these, see how I did. They're definitely crispier than the ones at the restaurant that I had. Yeah, jschlattlive. They're kind of like hush puppies that you would get from like a seafood restaurant. I don't hate them. They're not bad. I kind of like the extra crunch on them. But I think I prefer I definitely prefer the jschlattlive more. Obviously, the professionals do better than me with my box mix. First time ever making these. Give these like a 7 out of 10. They're okay, but I'd rather buy some from a professional. I should eat one of these burnt ones. I don't want them to go to waste. Bit charred, but honestly not as bad as I thought. They're edible. Mostly. So yeah, I made little falafel bowls with them. Did some rice, red pepper, cucumber, corn, black beans, avocado, just because we had it. I don't know if that's normal for falafel, but whatever. Pickles, because I noticed that was a normal thingy that they had with it. It was even on like the little recipe I saw for something else. And I took most of the burnt ones because I'm not going to try and make my wife eat those. So yeah. Good. See, not a bad first attempt. A little practice run. The falafel actually pairs really well with pickles. I'll have to make sure to get that in the future every time I get pickle. I'll have to make sure to pair that with falafel anytime I get that in the future. Nice. Going to Kroger again. All right, now I gotta get those ingredients. Kind of want this little guy, but I know I don't need him. I'm gonna walk away. Just realized they made changes to my guy. I don't like it. Why is underwear $40? Who's paying? No. I gotta get out of here. I got cooking to do. All right, got all my ingredients for my falafels. Now I get to work. All right, so we got our chickpeas here. Recipe says to drain them, then pat them dry. And then you're adding the chickpeas to the food processor, but it's like almost full.
so I'm questioning how I'm gonna add the other things like the herbs and the onions and all that. I don't know, I'll trust the process. That's basically just cooking in a nutshell. Just trust the dang process. So I'm over here removing the leaves from the stems on the parsley up from one bunch. I thought I would need a whole huge amount. That's like the remaining left. That's like one bunch that I bought from the store. I got my cup of leaves right here. So if you think you need a bunch, not really. I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. I never do. I'm half of you's gonna die. I bet. I'll figure it out though. But yeah, that's all you need. That's a cup right there. And that goes for all the herbs that you gotta de-stem and put in here. Like I did it with cilantro, same thing, way too much. And even this baby dill here. I bought 2 packages and I used one for 2 servings. Like I thought this would be too little. It wasn't. Also, I don't know, it calls for dill, fresh dill, but all I could find was baby dill. I don't know if that's different, but it's all I could find, so it's what I'm using. As far as what's in there, this is what we got. We got a cup of parsley. We got a 3/4 cup of cilantro. We got a 1/2 cup of dill, or baby dill in this case, I guess. And 1 small quartered white onion. And yeah, I'm sorry, I wanted to trust the process, but like, this is all the herbs. And this is my max fill level on there. That's higher than the level. So I should probably do this in batches to be safe. All right, I've made it more reasonable in there. That's the other half. And if I should have been trusting when I'm not, please let me know. I'm learning, so help me out here. Maybe it all does fit and work out. I don't know. Let me know what your experience has been with making falafel. Oh yeah, and it also says add 8 cloves of garlic, peeled garlic to this. But since of course we're having the deal, I've got 4 here and 4 for the next batch. As far as spices go, because we're not Neanderthals, we do salt to taste. That looks good enough to me. And then a tablespoon of ground black pepper, tablespoon of ground coriander, and a tablespoon of cumin. Yeah, I had to remember what that was, but yeah. It also says if you want, you can add a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, but that's optional, and I chose not to because spicy stuff makes my wife's tummy hurt. So no, I'm 34. I probably shouldn't be saying tummy. Stomach, whatever. And now finally, we blend all of it. All right, looks pretty solid. Not bad looking. Maybe it's a little chunky. I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but I think it looks fine. Next batch. All right, so I blended that half mixture and then I went ahead and combined the other half to where it, since it's all blended up and beaten down some and now is no longer really over that line. So I think we're good to actually blend it all as one now. I feel like it would just taste weird otherwise because it's all not balanced and off. No. I'm just gonna do 3 or 4 rounds of stuffing it down. That way the top bits and the bottom bits actually meld together as they should. Oh, my bad. And I just tasted some of this and it needs salt. Salt to taste. Yeah, let's do a little more. Good enough. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Okay, tasting better. It's got seasoning now. And the mixture itself is looking all green and nice and together and moldable, kind of like a dough. So I think it's gonna turn out good. I'm confident. Then you gotta put it in an airtight container and then put it in the fridge for at least an hour, if not overnight. Now I went ahead and prepped a second bit for all the herbs and onions and garlic and all that, because I actually want to try something they said not to do and then do it with canned chickpeas. Now I'm not doubting Susie here, but I just kind of want to see for myself what happens when you do canned chickpeas, because she stressed pretty extensive. Because she stressed pretty well. Do not use canned chickpeas because they will disintegrate in the hot oil. So I want to see that firsthand. Heck, worst case scenario, I'll use the mix to make, I don't know, chickpea granola or something. We'll figure it out. Okay, now it said to use 2 cups of chickpeas, but I'm remembering here that it was dry chickpeas. These are not dry, so I'm noticing it's less than what I had when I did the first chickpea mixture. Each can was like 1.5 cups of chickpeas, but given that it's only given me this much with 2 cups, I'm just gonna go ahead and use both cans. Hope for the best. Yeah, definitely not enough chickpeas in those 2 cans, but it's what we got. And I can tell because I can actually put the lid on there this time. I couldn't with the other batch. Now, here's the end result. I'll be honest, it looks smoother than the other one did. This is the reminder, this is the canned chickpea one. The other one was the dried chickpeas one that I soaked in water. This came out smoother, but that may not necessarily be a good thing because like they said, it may be too soft and it may just disintegrate in oil, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, let me show you the difference. This is the canned one, this is the dry one. So like with the canned one, it's very smooth, kind of like I'm touching guacamole. But with this one, it's not as smooth, kind of like I'm messing with like Play-Doh, kinetic sand, whatever the closest thing to that is. Point is, it's not as smooth, so yeah. Yeah, now we're gonna keep those batches in the fridge for 2, 3, 4 hours until it's ready for dinner time. And until then, I'm doing dishes. Damn. So yeah, here's the mix after a little bit. They are different colors. I don't know if that means anything, but that is what it is. That's all right, I'm gonna tune y'all out of the background. I have technology for that, all right? Look at them, look at that, look at that. They don't wanna be on camera, but I don't even care. Look at them, look at them. Yeah, this is adding time and laughs to my video. Appreciate it, y'all. So gotta add a teaspoon of baking powder. Gotta mix that shit. Oh yeah, I got these dill pickle pita chips and garlic hummus, because why not? It was on sale. Good. Good. All right, this is the whole pile of the dried one. Not too bad. I only burned like 2 of them. Pretty good, pretty good. And I'm gonna try making this one. I have 0 faith in it. It's like guacamole in my hands. Yep, this is what happened when I put one in. All that water is just flooding out and fucking up the oil. I don't think it's gonna work out. Yeah, it melted that entire thing. So yeah, do not use canned chickpeas. Do what the expert says. Just learn from this. I don't know, I guess the goal here is to just put it on a sheet and bake it and put it in square patties, I guess. I don't know, I'm figuring something out. Oh yeah, I was supposed to use these. Whoops. Waste of $4. I'm gonna make the sauce that was recommended with the recipe. Got tahini. Tahini? I don't know, it said tahini paste, but I couldn't find none of that. So this is what I'm using. And stir this stuff like it's organic peanut butter, because all that thick stuff is at the bottom. So yeah, 3/4 cup of tahini paste. So yeah, it's just to mash this garlic with like a brick and mortar thing, but I don't have that or anything close to that, so I'm just gonna cut it up with a knife and hope for the best. Fourth a cup of cold water. Half a cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice, or lime if you want to do that. Salt. Mix it up. Voila. Kind of watery. Don't know how I feel about that. Kind of pungent. Maybe I'll use less lemon juice next time. I don't know. It's a little much for me, but I don't know. The sauce, I'll give a 5 out of 10. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Hey, so cool fun fact. When you buy pita bread, it says it comes with a certain amount. But if you cut it in half, you open it up and you put your stuff in there, 1 becomes 2. So it's like double your money. And all the fillings it said to add to it, except for the shredded lettuce. It said to do arugula, but for non-interesting reasons, we're a non-arugula household, so that's what we're using. There you go, fully assembled. Pita falafel thing. The falafel itself turned out pretty good. It got pretty identical to what I saw in the restaurants. Not the same, I'm sure, but like, it's good.
Not quite as flavorful. The stuff at Euroleaf was a little more flavorful, but I hadn't had enough salt, I guess. I don't know. I'm definitely going to keep adding pickles whenever it comes to falafel because it really like adds to it. The sauce, while it might not be my favorite, it's like a needed wetness in here because it's just a bunch of like raw vegetables and then falafel, and that's it. So it needs some kind of sauce, in my opinion, to add something to it. But yeah, pretty good. For the cost of things and for the amount that it makes, this isn't just like it's not a bad thing to make, not a bad meal to have. I'm talking with my mouth full, nasty bastard. It didn't even occur to me till after I was done making all this that this is like a vegan meal. I didn't use any like dairy, I didn't use any like eggs or meat or anything like that. At least that I'm thinking of. I want to say this is pretty much a vegan meal, vegetarian. So, and I don't even care about that. I eat meat all the time. This is pretty good. I would eat this on the regular. I wouldn't shy away from it just because there's no meat or dairy in it. It's good. I guess overall, I give this recipe and falafel in general just like a good old 9 out of 10. It's pretty solid. I would probably include this in like staple meals that I have and all that just because it's easy to make. Like all you need is some oil, chickpeas, and bunch of produce, which produce is relatively cheap, so not a bad thing to make if you're also trying to save money. Pretty good. I'm gonna eat the rest of this over the sink like a rat. Still tastes as good.
Yeah, I've made some brickle brackle, whatever. Yeah. How do I think my version of falafel compared to the restaurant version, the Euroleaf? Obviously, I don't think it's mind-blowing to say that I thought the Euroleaf one was better. They're the professionals. They've done it a lot more than me. This is only my first time. But my main criticism of that is that theirs was mainly just a lot more moist. Like, I don't know what they did, but having one of my falafels for the most part, like after like the initial, I just fried it there for the first time, was kind of a drying mouth experience. So I guess I made dry falafel. I don't know. The box mix was pretty okay, but it kind of leaned more towards Hush Puppies in my opinion. Not at all bad, but it was easily the worst of the three for me. What would I do to improve making falafels next time? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I would probably add like the toasted sesame seeds, like I neglected to this time. But other than that, I really just think it goes down to making sure I check my oil temperature, which I didn't. It said to do it in the recipe, but I just kind of got lazy and slacked off on that part. I didn't really. And just making sure I like only leave them in the oil for a certain amount of time because they may have affected the dryness of it. I don't doubt that I absolutely overcooked a good portion of those, even the ones that like weren't burnt visibly on the outside. However, with making the dry chickpea mix from scratch, I did improve because, I burn less from the box mix. So there's that, improvement. Woo! And even though that canned chickpea falafel mixture was kind of not something I could fry at all in the oil, I did make use of it. I pretty much just treated it as like a spread to smear inside of the pita bread, and I still made the pita as I normally would, and it tasted good. So there's that. And honestly, the canned chickpea version that I couldn't fry, kind of has the benefit of not being fried in oil. So less fat on that if you want to do a falafel thing, but less calories, less fat. So there. Honestly, I think I did a pretty okay job if I'm patting myself on the back with making these falafels for the first time. My wife agreed. Someone else I lived with agreed. She brought them to work and her coworkers agreed. So I'm happy. And honestly, they really aren't all that hard to make. It's really just prep and waiting. You soak the chickpeas, then you wait. You pluck the herbs from the stems for about 30 minutes and then blend the mixture. And then you wait again. And then you ball up that mixture, stick it in the oil, and don't wait. Like seriously, don't wait. They cook pretty quick, like not even 30 seconds per deal. You will burn them fairly easily if you wait, or at least in my experience. Honestly, my oil was probably just too hot, so that's probably my bad type situation. So yeah, going forward with this channel, I think I'll actually lean more towards cooking on here instead of my normal bit of just being like,
hey guys, we're at the 7-Eleven today and I picked up a little gas station Flute. Let's see if it's pretty good. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You have been cleansed.
No longer do you have to suffer as something mediocre. You now have the chance to be reborn anew, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, as something more satisfying to the tongue and tummy. You will not understand my kindness now, my mercy. But once you have elevated to higher culinary peak, you will begin to see true purpose. You fucking chud-ass log of shit.
But yeah, that's all for now. If you guys want to try the falafel recipe for yourself, be sure to check out the link in the description and follow the recipe from Susie Karachi. And be sure to follow her YouTube channel as well. If you like this type of content, maybe, consider subscribing, leaving a comment, liking the video. Until then, later. I'm not gonna waste this.